Bitcoin is sitting at a key support level that is on the verge of losing right now. We have Donald Trump declaring war on CBDCs, and on today's blockchain basement, we are exposing exclusively some very, very dark details found within the Federal Reserve write-up on CBDCs. All this and more on today's blockchain basement. We are the bread and butter of all the information that's been swimming across the internet for crypto news.
If you're gonna screw me, at least pull my hair.
Yeah. Hell yeah. What do you got?
They could start chopping off fingers. They're like, give me your seed phrase, but I don't know it.
Over 2 years, he's made like 17K on Roblox.
What?
12.
You never listen to me, and we must be married. Yeah, well, how much are you investing? $100.
$400,000 to $600,000. The generational signals are now. Now.
You're spread so thin, that's how you get in on Snake. Snake's been my biggest winner.
Every single opening.
This is Blockchain Basement. Welcome one, welcome all. Got the OGs here. I think Morel might be popping in a minute, but he's setting up in his super insane studio upstairs for the 24/7 channel. So if you haven't already, check out the 24/7 Hit Network channel. But it's a good day.
It's all the hours, lots of material.
Yes, it's the
Very
best.
good.
Very, maybe the best. The basement is on its way to 16,000 subscribers. So big shout out to everyone that's been sharing the stream, smashing the like button. Appreciate every single one of you. We are right on the brink there. So it's a long road to 20K, but we're going to get there. We're going to get there sooner than later. Been steady growth. We're a pretty new channel, so it feels good. And yeah, basically Bitcoin, crypto, a little shaky today. Kind of crashed while we went live.
Excellent.
Yes, it did. VJ called me last night at 8 o'clock, maybe 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Found some things that we're going to be looking at today.
I did find some things.
We found some things. Some very, very telling, clear
Wait,
language.
What do you mean we?
Okay, BJ.
Thank you.
Well, the narrative I knew was there, but he found very specific details that I think throw a lot of weight at what we were saying. So stay tuned for that. It's going to get juicy.
The evil people in power say the quiet part out loud.
Yeah, well, it's their job. If they say it out loud, then they don't feel guilty about
Well, this time they did.
Yeah.
That's what's wild.
Yeah, they are.
It's not going to be new news, but to see it in an actual release, if you will, is a little concerning.
Yeah, it should be concerning at the least. But
yeah, C90, we're going to talk about that. Yeah, if you're not in the Discord, sometimes I post memes.
Yes.
And sometimes I post some alpha before we talk about
That's true. That's true. And I'm going to be getting more active in Discord. We were just talking about it. Got to get back on my Discord, post daily.
Which cord?
Discord.
Okay.
Yeah. I love the community there. They're really good at weeding out hackers or scam people too. It's a really good community. If you're in there, if you're looking for, kind of more broader opinions about crypto, we have a very intelligent Discord membership gathering. So make sure that you're in there. Member for 1 month. Shout out to Johnny W512. What's up? Welcome to OG status. Been here for about a month. So good to have you, man. Good to have you. Love seeing the new names. We have this coming for Bitcoin. Bulls are failing to shift their $42,000 Bitcoin support level into the upward range here. We have a little bit of a write-up on this, but I'll be looking at the chart as well. You can see stuck below 43,000 this week, even as the institutional buying had little impact on the markets. A lot of dumps, a lot of daily movements from Grayscale to Coinbase we've been seeing. Wondering if that flow is completely done, but we'll see when next. We're almost at the end of this week. It's going to be interesting to see the ETF market, how it behaves kind of its second week in. It's had huge amounts of volume, but actually a downward price action. So it feels definitely like a sell the news event at this point. You know what I mean? Like if you look at the chart, where is the chart here? We got this. We'll zoom in a little bit.
How much like pseudo arbitrage? Like if the volume is outpacing the price action, then that seems like a lot of arbitrage to me.
Yeah, man. And look at this. The run up and then a huge dump, and now below kind of an old school support line that I was using all the way up through this range. Definitely been broken over the past. These are daily candles. This is about 6 days old when we punched through that. Have not regained control of it and are at risk of continuing downward. Next range I'll be watching is around 38K. If we do break this, it looks like it's a quick ride down. Yeah, there's a CME gap at 39.5, but I think if we break below 40,000, we'll be experiencing a quick touchdown to the 38K level. So might be some good opportunities coming up. I did get pretty excited when I opened CoinMarketCap this morning, because one of the projects I am most
down
bullish
to 61,
on. I know.
Down 2 from yesterday.
Yes. Doesn't it feel more comfortable? You know, like getting into new positions when you see that you're not at those super high greed levels.
I mean,
you know,
existence never feels comfortable.
Well, that's fair enough.
Yeah, this seems more normal.
Yeah, let's look at the top losers here. This is where the opportunity is.
Stop showing my picture on stream.
Okay, fine. Did I really?
No, he said the top losers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Listen, we can't avoid that. We can't avoid that. SEI, one of the top losers, flat on the week, but lost 15% over the 24-hour mark. But this is the one I was really excited to see a pullback on. I mean, really additionally SWE, but Thorchain Rune. Happy to see a better entry point on the horizon for this absolute mooner. I mean, there's a very early mover within the bull market. Rumblings coming back, and was definitely in this mix with Chainlink and Solana on very breakneck speed upswings.
Also, I really like the update that CMC has done. So click on the 1 month.
Let's see.
So how it changes the percent profit and gain that's now next to the price based off of what timeline you're on.
Yeah.
That's cool. They changed that in the past, week?
Yeah, that's pretty new.
I like that a lot.
They've, it was a little quirky when they were doing updates. I still love CoinMarketCap for using. I know CoinGecko has added the tokenomics section, but half of the coins it doesn't even work for. You have to go custom.
You just got to pay them.
Yeah.
That's not a joke, by the way.
Thorchain, I'm liking this. I want to see where we can fall down to. It had a little bit of a stumble before the real blow off at $3.50. So centralized exchange, cross-bridge swaps. I'm all about this type of freedom within crypto. I like the initiative of the project, and the graph makes me jolly. It sparks joy. So I'm liking Thorchain Rune, especially now that we're getting a little bit of a pullback on price, because I didn't want to hammer on this project while it was at these insane highs. I was talking about it about a year ago more comfortably. Now we're coming back down. People that got in early, great. But we've got a few newcomers, and I remember getting into crypto, cycle. It was last cycle, and seeing these coins that already had the massive gains. I'd go try to chase them at the time that they're pumping and get wrecked. I've seen it happen. It happened on like 2 projects that I got into. So just be careful. Even though something's amazing, if you find it when it's at that breakneck green candle level, just take a step back, take a breath. We're here pretty well ahead of it's not even the halving yet. The halving is April 20th.
The halving, and then looking at kind of macro resistance and support levels. So like, I'm not saying this happens every time, but usually once something hits an all-time high, especially if it's been pretty parabolic, it's probably going to pull back to support. So it's like, that's where if you're going to do some pseudo swing trading with some of these smaller projects, those are things to kind of look at.
Oh, look at the Bitcoin dump continues. Look at this. We got it. Dun, dun, dun. It's going. It's going. Let's get a little bit closer of a timeline here.
We're going down to that 1970 CMA so I can...
We're moving, baby. I like this, though. I didn't
I put a narrative out there. I was wrong, but, you know.
I mean, you were wrong about price action.
Yeah.
You were right about price action. You know, that's what happens. People bought the news and, you know, buy the rumor, sell the news. But here we are, Bitcoin crashing down 41,300 right now. We'll zoom in a little bit more on the 1 minute. We may as well. Yeah, man, this thing is looking a little sick right now. We could probably back up to the 1 hours to really see. So the main point of concern, you can scoot my head out of the way. I want to show this a little bit. So this was the real nasty drop that I was trying to see if we could hold, right? 41.5 essentially. Has broken.
Which we're watching it break it as we speak.
As we speak. So live on air. Trump just destroyed crypto. Here is the last punch down level, going down to 40,600. So this is a pretty important time frame for Bitcoin. In essence, like you have the first original dump down to after the run up was at 40,300. Second dump down to is at 40,700, and you know, we essentially are creating the next one. So watching that, I'm getting a little bit excited for altcoin entry points here. I'm going to be actually going back to the biggest losers of the day, because this is where the fun is getting crypto on sale. Sweet. Almost $1 again. This thing moved like an insanity. Initially, a lot of people didn't like the project because they didn't come through with an airdrop that was never promised. It was just a bunch of expected people. Started off its life cycle around 60, well, back all the way. Yeah, I mean, it's basically at launch point right now. So that's good. I like this. I like this. I like this actually coming back down to a level where I feel comfortable buying it, because I think Sui, Say, and a couple of these newer layer ones are going to steal the show. What the hell is Flare
Sounds like
doing?
You're going through your declensions in Latin.
Declensions?
Yeah, Sui, Sibi, Say.
Oh my God, it does.
Yeah.
It does. Maybe they did that on purpose.
I'm trying to remember if that is I am.
I am.
Like I am, I was, I am being. Like Sui, Sibi, Say. Which is funny that there's Sui and Say, which are both different declensions of the same word in Latin.
What the hell? They're just messing with us at this point.
Yeah.
Missing out on Trump. I'm not missing out on Trump. I do miss Trump. But you know, it's something where I was talking to DZ about it. It's like I can make the call that the coin's going to do well ahead of time, but what would I have thrown at it? Maybe a 1%, 2%. I did a whole 100% portfolio move at the time. So, you know, 100% of the portfolio in a chain link at $5. Yeah, I missed out on 200 move on Trump, but I don't think Trumpcoin is done. We had something come to mind about Trumpcoin and Dog with Hat.
Yes.
So Trumpcoin, let's see here. I'll just pull it. We may as well just go to Dex
Well, this
tools.
is basically, we were talking about how, you know, the last two cycles, everyone's taled about Doge going to $1. I don't think Doge goes to $1 solely because of the necessary market cap as well as the inflation rate of it. However, I was looking at WIF could that be one of the first meme coins to hit $1? It has a circulating supply of like, I think it's one token less than 1 billion. So at a $1 billion market cap, when it went up to $460 million last night. But where it's at, $1 billion market cap puts it at $1. But what's the circulating supply of? It's already at $1,
bro.
Is it?
It's at $1.10.
So Trump is the first.
Trump is the first meme coin.
On what Holy shit.
Wait, this is 20.
This is right now.
What was it at yesterday?
It was not $1.
No, it wasn't. Because we had this exact debate. What would be the first meme coin to hit $1?
Wait, who bought this
It's
yesterday?
actually Trumpcoin.
Nicole got in, a bunch of people in, I think in the chat.
Here, move us out of the way. What is the market cap?
How?
It's $51 million. It's not even to $100 million.
Oh, the supply is so low. What is the supply?
Oh, circulating. Yeah.
Oh, because he's going to be the 46th person.
Oh my.
Was he 45 or 44?
I think he was 45. Yeah, I think he was 45.
Oh, they should have done the circulating supply at 47 then.
Dude, this is insane.
What?
We were literally, it hit $1.40, BJ.
Damn,
It
Aaron.
hit $1.40. Oh my god.
So yeah, is that the first meme coin to hit $1 then?
It is. We literally just saw. Nicole brought it up. What time frame is this? This isn't the daily.
Well,
is
I
it?
mean, the time
Yeah, it
frame is
is.
relevant, but the fact that
Hold on.
that's the
Why?
first meme coin.
Trump said that he hated CBDCs and this.
Why?
one just
This
went,
isn't
like,
a CBDC.
it's-
This
I
makes
know.
perfect sense.
Look at the circulating
Why-
supply. There's 45 million of them.
Yeah, that's
why
not
did-
many.
Why did
That's
it go
nothing.
up so much?
That's double the supply of
Oh my
Bitcoin.
God, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So now.
Wow. Okay, that entire conversation has changed.
Oh my God. I think that's literally that's history in the making. I think
In a
that's
weird
history
way
in the
it is.
making. Yeah, this is pretty crazy. I'm just reading the chat. Lots of people got in, seemed pretty happy about this about months ago. Chill with the music, Owen. That's Aaron. Thanks, Drew. Holy, I'm riches. This is funny.
Shut up.
That's a good shit. And like, why I didn't miss out is because I get to talk about something that makes sense, and then it hits. And even though I didn't make money on it, I still was able to call it out at $4 million market cap and give people information before it goes nuts. You know, that's the value in it. This thing.
What about when I called Whiff out at
See?
several $100,000 market cap,
There
and
it
now
is.
it's almost at $500 million?
I know. That's pretty
Like I
insane.
say some dumb shit, but sometimes there's some gold.
This is insane.
You got to sift through that though.
God, 50 million.
I'm
It's
like
dropping quick.
the landfill in Arizona, where if you go digging, you can find an original copy of the Atari ET game, which is worth a shit ton of money.
That's true.
We should do that.
That's true.
Yeah, when we hit 100,000 subscribers, should we fly out to Arizona and try to find one of these?
Yes,
Yeah,
we should.
That seems like something on
I
brand.
used to go to Lake Powell all the time. I love Arizona. That's absolutely insane. You know, we do have some Trump news, obviously. Trump vowed to end central bank digital currency plans. Here is the media and their
But
rendition.
how can he?
He can
here's the
federally mandate what is a currency, is the angle that it.
So this is what I was talking to you about last night,
Mhm.
is if the Federal Reserve is basically a corporation that is disconnected from the government, how can you, like, who gets to stop the Federal Reserve? Like, I don't know that answer.
So
But
that is
something,
that's something that, like, you see, Javier Milei is putting that to the test.
yeah.
This because what you're asking is a very almost theoretical question at this way. In recent 100-year time span, I don't really think we've seen. I mean,
Because
correct me
that's
if
a
I'm wrong.
huge fucking problem.
Yeah, and like in the
Like, can a
America,
president make an executive order be like, now the American people get to vote, or there's a council outside of the Federal Reserve that gets to vote?
right?
Because honestly, like, I care about crypto and I care about the ethos of decentralization, but right now we're effed.
Yeah,
Like, if we cannot make these decisions, because we're going to talk about it shortly here, but that not the bill, but the release note that we're going to bring up in a little bit.
I think it's
It's-
actually
It's kind of problematic.
yeah, it's right after this. We'll wrap up this thoughts. This because obviously this happened overnight. Means a lot to me to see him standing up hard-sidedly against this.
But this is also the same president, and again, I am very apolitical on sides. This is the same president that May 26, 2020, took the fractional reserve banking from 10% to 0%.
yes,
Do keep that in mind.
yes.
I'm not saying he specifically did it, but he was the president when that
He
happened.
had other things that bother me too, like the bump stock. He went after bump stocks.
Yeah,
And then Operation Warp Speed, right?
that one I'm not familiar with.
That was the
Oh, yeah, I'm very familiar with that.
yeah. I mean, he was in charge when those happened. I think the timing of him kind of embracing Vivek might be spurring this thought for him to come out against it, because Vivek is very Bitcoin based and freedom based. And, I think a lot of people were, speculating that Trump was staring at Vivek with this angry scowl. I think that Trump sees Vivek as just this powerful weapon, as far as being a very sharp young person that can.
I think he sees Trump as a ladder that he can climb, and when he has his downfall, he takes the podium.
Well, absolutely. Yeah. That's
I mean, he's definitely doing a long-term play here.
Yeah, and I think on the CBDC, what is deemed currency was. I do believe it is Congress. I think C90. Congress has the authority to make the changes to what is and is not a currency within a country, and at least in the United States. But the real-time experiment with this is happening in Argentina. The inflation is going off the chain in Argentina, and Vivek is actually standing his ground on taking that central bank out.
Yep.
Reiterated the fact at Davos, absolute savagery. Went into Davos and just laid wreck.
I do worry because I don't know. I know I'm being super conspiratorial here, but some of this stuff, specifically with Malay and him, the fact that they're being given a voice and a podium at Davos for all this kind of makes me worried, because it's like, if you're being the antithesis of what they're trying to do and they're allowing you to speak, it's like, how much of a Shakespearean play are we watching? Right,
you got to ask that question. Why did they let him in there?
Yeah.
Why would they let him in there to break their narrative? They do allow Rebel News, and I've seen a lot of different people that are actually pretty against their initiatives.
But outside.
That's true. Speaking at there, but
I don't know if you can ban somebody from the town.
Well, think about this. Yoral Harari. We know he didn't stop being their best friend.
Yeah.
But now he's trying to be the soft-sided, hey guys, be careful of these systems we're building. Right. That's his standpoint.
I mean, he's written about that in Sapiens, and I can't remember if he did Homo Deus. He's a fantastic writer and he's brilliant, but it's just he's a sociopathic monster.
Yeah.
He just is.
Well, speaking of monsters, here's the Federal Reserve on docket number OP 1670. And we're going to read through a little bit of this. I think it was right around here. Okay, so the main economic attributes of
we're doing this right now.
We're going right in.
Oh, yeah. What is this? So this is from the Federal Reserve.
It's docket
1670.
Yep.
Which I'm not sure how far back this goes. So this specific release might be from December. My timelines, I can't quite figure it out. If you look up docket number 1670, it goes at least as far back as 2019 at minimum. But anyway, this is where they like to define money, which is also very funny. Earlier in this, they talk about the importance, whether it is disruptive or not, of blockchain technology. But they almost, whenever they're talking about blockchain technology, they're saying the quantum computing of.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. But anyway, let's look at the 3 ways they define what money is.
Absolutely. And, in reference, this is a document outlining how their plans of FedNow turning into FedWire will occur. This is laying the groundwork for it. So let's see here. Because I know where.
So keep going down. It's under the appendices.
Let's see here.
So right here.
All right. Where we got it here. Right here, right?
So you really only need to read the first 2 lines and then skip to the next paragraph.
Yeah. The main economic attributes of a technically effective currency rests on 3 functions: as a unit of account, a unit of store of value, and as a medium of exchange.
That makes sense.
All makes sense. All reasonable.
And then,
but there is a 4th function of money. As a means of control, social control, you say.
So that's the evil part you're not supposed to say out loud and put in paper.
That's the whisper.
And I get it. We've seen this coming. The narrative is obvious that they're trying to do this, but the fact that it is now literally written down that they're we're trying to use this for social control. That. Why is this not in the news?
Yes.
Why are we not discussing where the checks and balances are against the Federal Reserve?
Right.
I think this is one of the utmost important conversations to be having right now.
And you can see it's at the federalreserve.gov. This is within our documents archive. Another thing.
Okay.
What's that?
So the original document is from 2019 of October. If you look in the hyperlink, it does actually say it right there. When the specific amendments have been made, I'm not actually positive.
That's what we need to look into, because we know that The plan for FedNow and FedWire has been in play for quite some time.
Yeah.
So they could have easily written this out way, and we're just realizing that it's been written in plain English. But the striking thing is that no one is making an insane shit fit about this, because
No, I mean, this is absurd.
it's insane because the centralized monopoly over the functions of money held by sovereign governments and central banks has generated great income and wealth imbalances. So what, you want to continue that?
Yeah.
Is that like, you know, they highlight, oh wait, we have complete control over how, the function of money and how you have to stay within the confines of a specific fiat currency at a time in your location, but yet they're going to utilize and openly utilize the fourth function of money within CBDCs, which is social control. That is where we should be drawing the
But I
line.
highly recommend everybody reading through this. And then
Yes.
there's some other notes in the Discord that I posted around it. So
It's in Risky Biscuits.
it is.
In the Discord. You got to go into our Discord to get risky with it, to get the biscuit. But we see this, they're making it obvious. Now, the timeline is to roll out FedWire along with the CBDC for retail use in the United States in 2025, about mid-2025, in fact. Now, let's think through this. So the stage is set for the orange one to return to power. He's crushing the caucuses. They can't stop him. The more lawsuits they throw at him, the bigger the fire becomes. So now we face a situation where it is reasonable to think of him actually being reinstated or reelected as the president for the next election. And if he comes out of this hard-sided stance against CBDCs, along with many of the other options that are going for the presidency are doing, then we have a situation where ISO 20022 tokens get their asses handed to them, because the whole narrative of becoming integrated as a CBDC or interoperability, cross-chain remittances, all of that goes away if there is a hard hammer that comes down within this regard, and the control of monetary flow there within happens as well. So you just have to keep that in mind. You know what I mean? There's a thought that the financial system should be redone because it's reasonable and it would save money and all these different things that these blockchains can develop. But if the government at large is opposed to that system being created or utilized, at least in the first place, then you have a major problem. And that's where the freedom-based projects like Thorchain, you know, going around it, being the uncatchable cat in the open prairie, you know, comes into play instead of just trying to be accepted by the goons at the banking system that have controlled everything for centuries, if not thousands of years.
Also laughing, I don't know where Bob from accounting is, but he knows about Magic City.
Magic City?
Yeah,
Hey.
it's a very entertaining strip club here in Atlanta that is very well known for their lemon pepper hot wings.
Oh,
So good that they now have a to-go window outside, so you don't actually
Are
have
you
to go in the club.
serious?
Yeah, they're phenomenal. Like I'm not kidding. Like the Cheetah, you can go in there, which is another strip club here in Atlanta, and like get like a steak. And I was like, I don't want to eat in a strip club, but
It's
it's
kinda
like
awkward.
these
It's good.
wings are
It's
so
good.
damn good that you're like, you know,
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
know.
Just sucking meat off the bone, watching strippers.
Somebody's gonna be.
Wow. Insane. So yeah, we have that. Good Lord. Now this is interesting to note. Bitcoin has surpassed. We are the bread and butter. Oh my God. We are. Oh, he did it again. Owen, are you okay? Are you having a stroke? Is the
You got
music
fat
playing?
fingers.
It's not playing. Intro. Man, you know. Oh my God, Owen. So this is interesting to note because honestly, I get asked about silver and gold holdings as well. I don't poo-poo on the idea of it, but you know, I'm not going to be trying to barter silver or gold should the grid go down. And I prep for grid going down, not being available. Bad behavior, right? Just like Owen's bad behavior. Unbelievable. You know, give me a hashtag in the chat. But essentially what I see here is gold and silver, they're going to have upward potential, but now we see Bitcoin swallowing other commodities as far as having the top spot. Silver, it's no surprise to me that it's fallen to the wayside. But, you know, the actual volume in these ETFs over silver and over other different types of commodities that these asset managers have had access to in the past, and those kind of movements that they're used to, Now they have a completely different game available to them. So
this almost feels like a long-term game if they're creating a narrative where physical assets such as gold and silver are looked down upon. Now they're saying this digital asset's amazing, but they're potentially trying to do brownouts and take out grids.
That's exactly it.
It's like, so we were worried about them trying to take the Bitcoin from us, which they were. Now are they trying to take the gold and silver from us and then basically knock out the power grid? And then now, like you say, you don't want to do transactions with the gold and silver. And yes, it would be difficult. But what if that was your only option and that option's being taken away?
That's true. And what I want to kind of stick on something you said at the beginning of that, where they have to create the problem. And what I was talking about as far as how the political setup is appearing right now, very polarized. And now if Trump stands hard against CBDCs and gets the position of power once again, then the powers that be that want the CBDCs, that want that complete control, like Christine Lagarde and all of the tops of the Bank International Settlements, will have to push the envelope over the ledge and actually create the problem strong enough so you come begging for the solution. Ooh.
In case Owen's naughty.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Excellent. Yes, this is the brownout referred to. Yes, sounds gross. It does indeed sound gross. But that danger potential, seeing the amount of freedom that the world wants and that it's actually recapturing and the power that social media is having.
I don't think the world wants freedom.
I think that more and more do as they see it being captured.
Why
in
would we allow
locations.
the things that are going on right now to happen if we actually wanted freedom?
Man.
I'm guilty of this complacency as well.
Yeah?
But that is a real statement.
Because there's nothing we can do about it.
That's bullshit.
Just go
That
there.
is-
You're doing it every day.
That's what
okay,
I'm
that's right,
saying.
okay,
That's,
gotcha,
that's
yeah.
everybody's mindset. Like, quit talk. They're like, you can't do. Focus on what's in front of you.
No, absolutely
That's-
not. We're here to inspire people to be loud, and to be outspoken about demanding their freedoms.
Yeah, be loud and obnoxious like
Yes.
These things are happening, like whether you pay attention or not. So
It's happening. You can't ignore it, man. And
use your voice, folks.
yeah, that's why I emphasize land with your Bitcoin wins. It's like there's a push for absolute control that's coming. It is dangerous.
But also, like Indie Halo says, if the grid falls, then Bitcoin is gone. That requires you taking out everything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
everything.
Literally everything.
So Bitcoin is our last hope
But
before
then
everything is
the
gone.
paper wallets, like I don't think you can take out. Well, again, like a ridiculous coronal mass ejection that just goes beyond belief. There's a feasibility, but it's like whatever's in Cheyenne Mountain. Say a bunch of people build underground bunkers. It's like you can shield all of that.
I have a good question I want to address.
Yes.
Indie Halo calling me out. How can you prep for the grid going down, but also love Bitcoin in the same fashion? Being an actual prepper and a Bitcoiner seems to be hypocritical. I get that. I understand that.
I think there's a validity in that argument.
I understand why he's asking that question, because the idea of Bitcoin and just living and dying in Bitcoin, I can't live in a Bitcoin. The goal for me when I found crypto was to buy land and actually have a long driveway and a bunch of trees and places to put my preps and those kind of action plans into action. But I couldn't get there without escaping the traditional financial sector. I had to do something above and beyond what my, middle class income, even if I worked 3 jobs at a time, could produce to provide for my gargantuan family, which I love dearly, and I want to provide everything I can. So Bitcoin, the reason why I love Bitcoin, I got that, is because it's given me a position of strength and power to be able to provide for them. And, in doing so, then I've been able to compound, all the extra generator systems I want and all these other different things. And being a prepper, it feels great to just like have your money in the background working for you and then put it to work for you in real life. Nothing feels better. I bought a Mossberg Shockwave with some H-bar gains at the beginning of the year. It felt wonderful. But making
That's a
sure
12er, right?
What's that?
That's a 12er gauge, right?
It is a 12er. But
Nice.
it gives you a juicy real world feeling when you're turning crypto and all these, interesting little projects that we're involved with into real value for you. So that's why I'm in Bitcoin. I absolutely think that it's much preferable to me than, being confined to a failing fiat currency. That's the buying power is diminishing. And it was really something that opened my eyes during I think it was around 2022. I realized that people had retired, about 10 years ago with $300,000, $400,000 retirement plans that are getting crushed. I know doctors that are in California that literally cannot afford to retire because the retirement account that they have built up, even though they've been astute, they've well educated, they've worked hard, same locations for long term.
Which is also great for the healthcare system when you have a doctor or surgeon who shouldn't still be in the OR, for example.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's just like they're never able to retire. They're never able to stop. And so seeing that kind of shifted my mindset that, to escape the rat wheel, to take back control of my time, I needed to do something more aggressive than just the traditional markets, biotech, things of that nature. So that's why I'm in crypto, man. It's changed my life. But then the beginning route that I found crypto was actually encrypted communication, the right and ability for us to communicate without being spied upon by three-letter agencies created under the guise of the Patriot Act. So, I wear the shirt sometimes, Threepers, communications were a spicy subject during the flu season. And seeing the communication systems that I know had been built that were encrypted that you could communicate with be literally stifled by the end of a rifle, it changed my mindset that this is a fight for our life. The fight and right for our personal privacy and our sovereignty when we're transferring cash is the final battle for the freedom of humanity. We are at the final stages. If we stay asleep, if we don't speak up, we will not have these freedoms in 10 years that we have now, and it will be our fault. So that's why I'm here. I mean, it's a great question. It's a really great question. It's a reasonable thing to ask, because before crypto, I was all beans, bullets, and God. Beans, bullets, and Bibles, and like having crypto be an avenue where I can actually accelerate my family's growth and stuff like that.
So now I see why you like things that are backed by nothing.
Oh my
What?
That was a complete shitlord
that analogy
joke.
that you made, it gave me the visual.
Listen, God works hard enough in my heart to leave room for you.
No,
BJ.
I know. I'm completely playing.
I know.
I got the visual that we're playing Warzone or Fortnite and the map is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and you either have to kill that motherfucker or you're dying, baby.
I mean, I'm just kind of emphasizing the pinch point that this whole situation is going. Like this yearning for freedom. Germany and Switzerland, they're preparing for a move. What the hell is this doing here? Did I realize this has been here the whole time and nobody told me? Germany and Switzerland are considering the draft to start up the conflict with Russia and China in a larger scale. Things are getting very serious. So that's why I definitely...
Switzerland, have you seen the amount of bunkers that are over there?
Yes.
It's conservative to say there's 40,000 bunkers?
Yeah. I don't know the exact number.
Joke.
It's normalized.
Yes.
Rick Ross is building a bunker. He said, I saw you, Elon. I saw all y'all's underground plans. He said, well, you know what? Mine's about to have a garage. Mine's about to have a water system. Mine's about to have this. I'm like, I know where I'm about to be.
I can imagine
when the
him
war starts.
revving all of his cars and not having good air purification systems and dying of carbon monoxide poisoning.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like, I'm going to drive my car underground and not have filtration.
Jesus Christ.
Well, at least we would go out and we'd be having fun.
Yeah. I mean, I had to rant on it a little bit. It's a pretty important time frame. If you have local government officials, you can reach out to our elected officials. They're supposed to represent us still. Reach out to them and let them know how you feel about the introduction of a CBDC and total control in your life. Just let them know. We still have power. So we have this from the SEC versus Coinbase. Federal judge saying tokens are not securities. Not bad for Coinbase.
Oh my God.
This is the details.
They'll do, pig.
This has been
They'll do.
so fun reading the articles. I'm like,
You're having fun with it?
Yeah. And this morning I woke up and all the sentiment, like everybody, the news was just like Coinbase is killing the SEC. Like Coinbase is about to kill the SEC.
Yeah.
And every time I read an article, I'm just like,
and I don't think it's that they're going to get killed, but their power of enforcement might get diminished.
The questions are great. It's very telling, like how knowledgeable they are and how prepared they were.
The judge had some interesting statements. She demanded that the SEC provide clear definitions of terms including securities and staking, while the SEC criticized Coinbase, according to an ex-post by Fox Business reporter Eleanor Tourette. We just had her on. I think she's coming on again soon on the main channel. Try to get her on the basement, maybe. The SEC argued that Coinbase is creating a new version of the Howey test. However, Coinbase dismissed the SEC claim, arguing that it hadn't reinterpreted the Howey test. On the contrary, the SEC's legal team added that the agency is stretching the Howey test to fit its circumstances. So earlier in the ex-post, Tourette shed light on Judge Falia's reliance on Judge Jed Rakoff and Annalisa Torres rulings on Library and XRP for crucial insights. That's kind of in essence like the battle that XRP was involved with. I knew it'd have weight as you saw more and more lawsuits come after different angles, major custody exchanges. So in essence, I've always felt that Coinbase was safe from any real hard-sided action because they're custodying BlackRock's Bitcoin. That's just about it. Like you could just put a period at the end of that sentence and you'd figure it out from there. But it will be a little bit of back and forth over the next few months. Judge booby trapped the SEC with that question, pretty much, man. It doesn't look like they have much of a leg to stand on. There will still be SEC action, I think, on clear, obvious fraud movements. That's I think still going to be there. But the Congress and CFTC thirst for their part in crypto regulation is there, and I think that it will be quenched. So we'll see how that rolls out. This is a little conversation. Who needs elections at Davos? Let's let AI do it. With AI analytical power, now we can get predictive power. You don't even have to have an election anymore because we know what the results will be. Isn't that fun? I mean, this guy, I don't understand why everyone likes talking to or listening to a turtle. That makes I feel like I'm going to have an aneurysm every time I hear him. Maybe that's just me. But to even consider this, like how the unmitigated gall of someone to come out and say, maybe we don't even need, because we already know what you're going to think. We don't need to have you actually vote. We already know you. We know you better than you know yourself.
Didn't people watch Minority Report and already have a problem with this decades ago?
I know, dude. I know. It's, and then 15 years from now, we'll all wake up in our pods and look next to each other and be like, how did we get here? And it's by being quiet. This is why we do this every day. It's not easy coming at them every day. I showed that Hezbollah meme last week or something. You got to stretch. You got to get ready. I'm going to be doing abs in my jeans after this show.
We're doing abs today?
Yeah, we're doing abs today.
Might do a little abs.
Yeah, we're going to die. So that's going on in Davos. Here's something else. These Davos performances getting extra out of hand. We have a shaman.
And this is 100% real?
Yep, this is confirmed from the Davos stage shortly after that speech. Just a quick sacrifice. And moving on. So Javier Milei, speaking at the World Forum, do not surrender to the advance of the state. State is not the solution. The state is the problem itself. Long live freedom, damn it. I don't know if that's an implant. That's he's a little forward to feel like an implant to me. He seems like an agent of chaos.
Yeah, but they're giving him a stage.
They are giving him the stage. But it runs a very large economy now. Argentina is a large section of South American commerce.
I don't know. I'm undecided on it.
Yeah.
It just
they might be just trying to butter him up. They got to butter him up and see how he is. See if he'll come to the island or not.
That's feasible.
Bank of Canada did a $5 billion repo on their treasury bonds yesterday. So that's pretty fun. More absolute bullshit from the central banks that be in NATO.
Well, have you seen how they're definitely trying to centralize banks a lot more?
Yes.
So I know we talked about this where I guess the Biden administration just put a ceiling on overdraft fees and credit card fees.
Really?
So instead of, they basically want to remove the junk fees.
Okay.
So you can look at this with a pro and con. But here's where the potential con is, the con literally, is if a bank has an account that they know it goes negative, and then they know they can charge a $35 fee. If the government now makes it so it's a $3 fee, as a business, are you going to keep that account open or are you going to close that account?
Oh, God.
So it gives the bank yet another reason to close your accounts. But here's the other thing. Now, I don't approve of the gouging that banks do, but with all these fees and everything else. But that's their business.
Yeah.
So if you remove their way of making money, that bank goes insolvent and goes out of business, and then you centralize banks.
Or
So where everyone's looking at where they're like, oh, Biden's so sweet, he's getting rid of junk fees. That means they're going to tighten up lending, they're going to be closing accounts, and then they're going to be basically consolidating, and the banks go under.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's
And
reasonable.
same thing with credit card
But
companies.
something additional they can do is they can do a bank bail-in.
Okay,
You
but
know?
that's not with the BPPI. Or...
That's Bank Term Funding
Okay,
Program.
yeah.
That's a lending facility that's meant for only emergencies.
Yeah.
That they've been sitting on. The bank bail-in was actually the Dodd-Frank Act
Okay,
of 2007, the housing crash, and they did do a little test of bank bail-ins.
wait, that would have been before the housing crash, right?
2007 was kind of like the beginning of the housing crash.
I'm just more getting at it's like, wait, how'd they already have that in place?
I know.
Okay.
They built well, and I think it was I think it actually came out right after. Let's see here. Dodd-Frank Act date. 'Cause I think it was right at the end. Yeah, it was July 2010 when they decided to put the Dodd-Frank Act into place. But they do have exercises they've done in testing bank bail-ins, like in Cyprus, when the banks went fully insolvent and they did bank bail-ins. You know, people's their customer funds. They use the customer funds to fix the problem. Something else on this subject I'm glad you brought up, BJ. Let's see where it is. We got Canada.
Because it's funny that you see all these people who, let's say, are not financially sound that are so excited about all these like removals of junk fees. And you're like, if you think they're giving you a free picnic, there's something else going on.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing like all the Rona money that came out. Like everyone's like, yay, free money, print money.
They didn't
What-
know what they're doing.
Well, what can happen when you do all
Right.
that?
Right.
So
And on that note, you know, you're saying some pretty interesting stuff that reminds me also, you know, within the fee structure or how banks operate profitably. Obviously, banks are very profitable, but JP Morgan has now said that hackers have tried to put a hack on JP Morgan 45 billion times every single day. So it's reported
multiple times a second.
yeah, I mean, it's coming at them from all angles. They spend over $15 billion a year on tech to prevent hacks. So there's where you get kind of a useless or a useful use case for crypto is solidifying the data security infrastructure, right?
Well, as long as we
And
actually keep it
that's-
decentralized and
Yeah.
that the Nakamoto coefficient stays high enough.
Mhm.
Like right now on Cardano, it's like 30. You have to control. It's over like 37 nodes.
Yeah.
Whereas with Bitcoin, like really because of how consolidated the mining pools are, it's like you really only need like one or two attack vectors.
Right.
It actually has one of the lowest securities out of a lot of crypto blockchains.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, this is important to note, man. Like that's a lot of money to be spending on hacks or hack attempts at the least.
This was crazy coming right after he said he on CNBC yesterday. He was saying like this is the last time I'll talk about Bitcoin. I think it's a waste of time. I don't know why y'all are talking about it and just shit on it. It said Satoshi is gonna dump on us all.
Yeah.
But he said, but blockchain is different. It's a ledger technology and we use it. He was like, we use a ledger technology. But then he also went on to say that they've been talking about blockchain and like implementing it, but they haven't really for like a long, like years, like 10 years, 15 years.
I don't
But
know.
he's,
We
like,
just
sitting
saw
on
a
it.
thing from the Federal Reserve that's over almost 6 years old.
Literally.
They've
And
been
then,
talking about for a while.
and then they are like paying that much money to avoid being hacked. Like, and that's only going to get worse.
And that's like
People
a
are only gonna
why
get smarter.
crypto. That answers the why crypto exists. That's just another reason why.
It all just makes sense.
Yeah, man. Like
At the
beefing
same
up
time.
security infrastructure, it saves money. You see it right there. So, you know, it's interesting stuff to think about. You know, I know we get many questions on why are you into crypto? Why are you in this? And that's just another why. I brought up Breckenridge yesterday. It was kind of weird to see this today. It looks like a snow NATO hit the slopes. This would be totally sketchy to be dealing with. I do miss snowboarding, but do not miss the insane cold. Never saw a snow NATO. So, you know, shout out. Let me know. I know many people are dealing with how cold it is right now. My chickens, they are warm. They're warm-ish, but it's cold. It's freaking cold outside. I had to switch out the water, keep the water from
It's
being
almost
frozen.
50 degrees today.
50 degrees?
It's 48.
Oh, that's better. That's better. We've been inside. 99% of Americans live near a Mexican restaurant. Let me know in the chat. How are you living near a Mexican restaurant right now? Because I want to see if this is accurate. Do 99% of people really live near a Mexican
Define
restaurant?
near.
That's a good point.
On the cosmic scale?
Oh my God.
Well, yeah, we all do.
Within 5 miles.
Oh my God. The affordability of Mexican cuisine likely contributes to its increasing popularity.
Have you been to Taco Bell?
Dude, I love Taco Bell.
It's expensive as shit now.
It's not expensive.
Oh, yeah.
You think that's expensive?
It is now. So I bought food for myself and 2 other friends. It was $55.
Ew.
Really?
Where I could have actually just gone to a restaurant for less.
Did you
Okay.
order it or you were there?
We were there.
Every time I go to a Mexican restaurant, it's like $100 at least, but that's all the kids. And I get
I gotta
fajitas.
send you down Buford Highway.
Buford Highway.
So Buford Highway, it comes out of basically a richish white neighborhood, and then it gets a little seedy, and then it becomes basically all Latino.
Okay.
Restaurants are amazing, and then it becomes all Korean. And like the restaurants there are fan-fucking-tastic.
I love Mexican food.
I
love
love
Mexican food.
Mexican.
Also, Jalisco's in Buckhead is phenomenal.
Jalisco's? Okay.
Yeah, it's literally like I think it 100% is family owned because I've never seen the wait staff change in over 20 years of going there.
That's bullish when you
Like
see that.
all the waiters have been the same
You know they care.
forever.
You know they care. I love fajitas, man. Especially when it's hot.
Fajitas?
Or cold outside, yeah.
Oh my gosh, y'all,
fajitas.
the best Mexican food now. It used to be not this, but chicken, cheese, rice, and shrimp. It's literally like Mexican rice, chicken, shrimp, and then it's covered in queso.
Okay.
They
I
have that down the
crave.
street.
I got
Have
it
you gone to
like
that place?
Monday.
Yeah.
Really?
So good.
Yeah, the place at the bottom of the hill has
Okay.
exactly what she's talking about.
It's
and it's
so
real
good.
Okay.
It's so
Okay.
good.
Make me
It's
hungry.
real heavy though.
We had pizza today. I would have eaten
like you could
Mexican.
plaster a wall with that rice. Like there is so much queso on there.
It's so good.
Oh my God. It looks like Franklin Templeton is bullish on Solana. This company oversees $1.4 trillion in assets, and it did do a few posts highlighting Ethereum's upcoming year, Gorelli testnet updates. I think it was Dencun as well, and Solana, interestingly enough. This was just something worth noting, in my opinion, for kind of on that conversation, JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon saw the use case of blockchains, and they're familiar with ledger technologies. The value of crypto, adding that decentralized nature to the ledger technology, is what we're hoping to see, to not only make the system more robust, but have it backed by something more than dust, and hopes and dreams. So global investment firm Franklin Templeton recently launched one of the new Bitcoin ETFs in the US. Notably, the company added laser eyes to its profile picture, demonstrating full support and commitment to Bitcoin. But it sparked a lot of joy. It was a founding father with Bitcoin laser eyes. I'm about it. Franklin Templeton also mentioned massive potential for other layer 1 blocks like Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana, mentioning they would be monitoring and supporting these networks as they grow and mature. I tried to log into LinkedIn yesterday. Hannah sent me a link as well. There are a lot of blockchain jobs that are opening up at these banks right
You
now.
know what?
Oh yeah,
it
what'd you
was?
find yesterday?
It was like a specific thing that I sent you, but it was Fidelity hiring a blockchain like they're hiring engineers, and then they're also just hiring like people to like director of blockchain type roles. But the 3 that they had listed on Fidelity were Ethereum virtual machine, Solana, and Cosmos SDK. And I was like, that's interesting.
They're including Cosmos.
Ethereum, Solana, and then Cosmos SDK. But I was like, what's the difference in Cosmos SDK and like Cosmos Atom?
Well, Cosmos Atom is the actual token, and I believe SDK is an underlying portion of how like the blockchain operates. Atom token has always worried me. Like, I love what Cosmos built
It's
altogether.
not supplier developer kit. What is? I always forget what SDK stands for. With
let's-
S.
Yeah, let's find out
I think it's something
specifically.
developer
But I'm like,
kit.
that's crazy. If Fidelity lists those 3, then that makes me want to go buy some Atom.
I know.
As long as
Right.
Cosmos SDK and Atom are like linked, Like,
Well, I know
working-
Atom token is, there's some votes going on. I can't remember if they got approved or not, but they're trying to increase the use case of the actual Atom
Software
token.
development kit. That's
Software
what it is.
development kit, yeah. So, and that's just a nice kind of, it helps the integration for developers to go a little bit more seamlessly, which is bullish for a blockchain if it wants to be, utilized on multiple different avenues. So, Cosmos being listed on there, that is pretty damn bullish. We should probably look at Cosmos price action real quick because
BTC below 41.
Ooh.
Speaking of Mexican restaurants and Spanish, Pedro says so.
Dump it. Oh my gosh. 40,800. Oh my gosh. We're dying. It's all over.
Wow. Maybe y'all's last chance to buy.
Look at that. Still holding above that original drop to level just barely by the tip of its fingernails. Fast move. This is a daily chart or a daily candle. Go to the 1 hours. Man, that is just cooking right now. Man, let's see if we hold this line. We're right at the precipice. Here we are. This is basically where it's coming. It'll either hold here or it will continue on down. I think to 38 would be the next stop if it breaks this level. So I'm definitely going to be watching that. This interesting thing to note here: XRP sell-off. Why millions of tokens moved to exchanges?
Did we sweep the super chats from earlier?
Oh yeah, what was the super chat, Owen? Pull that up for me. Let's see here. Scrolling.
I see.
Oh my God, what is it?
There's one wait, did we look at Cosmos?
Let's pull it up right now.
Really quick, I just want to know for today, it's January 18th. Cosmos is.
Let's go. Down 5% on the day, below $10. Let's see here.
No, and if you don't mind clicking on the blue arrow on the vertical.
Nice little pullback. On Cosmos. Under $10.
I wonder what's y'all's price prediction for Cosmos in 6 months. 6 months from now.
I don't know the supply or the current market cap.
Market
July.
cap's 3.6 bill, and supply looks like the supply's out. Circulating is 383 mil, and total supply is 383.
Last all time
high was at $40. So basically a 4x from here. Really not that far out. Here's the market cap flash view. I think in 6 months, the rate things are going.
At least 30.
You think at least 30?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm literally just throwing numbers out there. But.
30 would be a freaking sick move from where it is right now. I'd expect like $20. I could see like 20, maybe even 30. This 20 to 30 range isn't unreasonable to capture. 6 months from now, you're going to be after the halving. So things are actually going to be a little bit, more heated up. So, looking at those levels, really not a bad target to have for it. More like a 3x, probably be able to 3x in the next 6 months, I'd say, for Cosmos. But what are the super chats? You got those up?
Yeah, so the first one was from my man. He said, what do you guys think about Shido, S-H-I-D-O?
Shido. Is it
It's
a meme
what
coin?
you do after you get Mexican.
Oh my God.
Wait.
Is it S-H-I-D-O?
Yeah, S-H-I-D-O.
I gotta take a
He
shadow.
was gonna say hey to her, but he was Shido.
Oh my God, you went there. Unbelievable. I'm going to have to look at this thing a little bit more. I don't know if this is the right token. There's a few listed as Shido new. I'm bearish on that.
Yeah.
Right out of the gates, clicking this website, see what the hell's going on here.
Unbelievable.
Unreal. Time to finality, TPS, yada. Let's see here. I'm going to have to look at this one a little bit more. Let me know in the chat if this was the right one. Thoughts on Say? I like Say. I think Say is going to be a big mover.
The other super chat was, are you seeing the massive green candles on Pulse Chain right now from RH?
I have. Yes, I have. And there's the escape pump right there. The question is, can it sustain and just be a part of the larger crypto market as it returns? Let's see here. So you got the all-time. It's waking up. It's definitely waking up. Over the last month, you're up by 126%. So, that was that high risk, oh my God, it's dead. Here's the wake up because the larger crypto market's waking up. Pulse Chain, that's a really weird one to try to do a price prediction on it. I've seen more chaotic, foolish things work out extremely well in the past.
So, you mean like my existence?
Pretty much.
Okay.
You're here. We out here. So he even did a sound effect for that. Oh my God. So yeah, you know, seeing this, Shido, you're gonna have to let me know in the chat if that was the right one. Pulse chain. It's nothing that I would be putting anything more than 1% into. If you were highly risk averse and you want some things that'll maybe just completely confuse the market and leave everyone in the dust, Pulse chain and Hex could be one of those things, but they have to have a huge retail backing because I don't see any institutions building on Hex or Pulse chain. So, you know, there's that. You got to keep that in mind. God, Trumpcoin live on air captured the first $1 meme coin. Unbelievable. Soak it in.
Did it the first? Because I can't think of another one.
No,
that,
that was the first. I think. Let us know in the chat. Is that the first meme coin to hit $1? I can't think of one that did.
It is.
Oh my God. We witnessed history today. We witnessed history. We have many people selling off their XRP at a loss. That is more symptoms of dying narratives of overtaking the
that's
banking
really
system.
bullish.
It is pretty bullish that people are capitulating. You know, we're right there. True USD struggling to maintain its peg. Had a little bit of arbitrage happen on the TUSD blockchain. So some arbitrage movements were had. It went down to 97 cents. Nothing huge or cataclysmic yet.
I mean, it's staying better pegged than the actual dollar.
It's true. You ain't lying there.
Same.
I'm just going to watch this. There's been some mentions. It's normal for these new...
Dogecoin never hit $1.
No, it didn't. It hit 69 cents.
Oh.
Yeah, let us know in the chat if anyone has seen a meme coin hit $1, man. I don't think it has. Manta Network experienced a DDoS attack. That's the one that Lark was looking at. I think I've mentioned it a few times. Got hit by a DDoS attack yesterday. So, you know, it's still in operation. No huge, massive problem here. Just a little bit of a try to see how well its, standing power is. But now it's time to do abs. It's time to get to the gym.
Abs.
We covered a lot of news today. I feel proud of us. We really moved through a lot. Padrino, Skid Marks, VZ Fat Cat, C90 FTW, Crypto J, KO Kev, Skid Marks, Meaningless with the Uwoos, Minja Fourth, Nicole Tater, Bullish on Parade, Bob from Accounting, all the wonderful people out in the chat. Thank you very much for joining me on this fine Thursday afternoon. I'm going to go hit the gym, work off a little bit of this pizza that we had right before the stream, and I will see you tomorrow morning.
You had pizza?
Mwah.
Goodbye.
That's
Bye.
fucked.